This going right, Anthony? Okay, we're good. We're good. Well, what a difference a week makes. Last week we were buried under snow. Yesterday we were, 78 degrees here, and this morning we walk out at like 38. So, God love Minnesota. Welcome to our Sunday celebration service here at Center for Spiritual Living, Minneapolis. I'm Reverend Jeff, and I will be leading the show this morning. And we do have one truth, and that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can consciously use that. And we talk about consciousness over and over again here because that's where it all starts. And our mission here is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. And with that, Victoria and Scott will take us off.
Gonna turn this trickle into a flow, saying hello to a new life. Gonna let the riches of my life flow. Grow, it's time now, so much my time to be everything that I dream I can be in my life. And I know that prosperity starts in my mind, here and now. Here and now. Now I drive right into a sea of joy, going deeper to my treasure. And I drink in every precious drop. I am richer, so much richer. And I have everything that I truly deserve. And there's more, and I know that prosperity starts in my mind, here and now, here and now. I allow, I enjoy, I receive, I embrace, I commit, I invite, I believe. Open up my arms to this big wide world, saying come on, bring it all on. Gonna ease on down this yellow brick road full of wonder, so much wonder. I can be everything that I choose to be in my life. And I know that prosperity starts in my mind, here and now. Here and now. I allow, I enjoy, I receive, I embrace, I commit, I invite, I believe. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now, here and now.
Very nice. I think we will start off with our group reading this morning, and it should be on the screen momentarily. Repeat with me. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. And I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. Now let's turn inward a little bit and remember that there is only one life. One presence, one divine intelligence expressing everywhere and in everyone. This life is love. That life is joy. That life is wisdom, beauty, courage, and endless possibility. And that life is right here, right now, as each one of us. Today we gather in the spirit of vision. We gather willing to see the best in ourselves and the best in one another. Remember that creation begins within, and we hold in that thought. What we nurture in faith, what we bless with love, begins to take shape in the world. You know, everything is created twice, first in mind and then in reality. So this morning we choose wisely. We choose love over fear, joy over heaviness, faith over doubt, and possibility over limitation. We open our hearts to what Spirit can do through a people who are willing to believe in goodness, willing to trust one another, and willing to co-create a world that works for all. May this service lift every heart. May it renew every mind. May it awaken fresh hope, deeper faith, and a larger vision of life. May we leave here more anchored in love, more available to joy, more willing to let Spirit create something beautiful through us. We give thanks for this sacred gathering and for this community, for this moment, and for this infinite presence that's already moving in, through, and as all of us. And so with grateful hearts, we let it be, and so it is. Now, as we start every Sunday, we are going to light our flames of faith, and I'll call Dustin up to do that. We recognize that there are many names for the one. We recognize there are many past that one, and we respect and honor that. So first, we will light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. It's about time for new candles, huh? Oh, that's the problem. Never come with the new candles, Dustin. You always want to get them the second time. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge and action and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And now I invite you to light that candle within that burns all week long, every minute of every day, and every second of every hour. And it's leading us forth and blessing us in every way. Thank you. You know, I had something come across, thought I'd share this before I forget it. I had something come across my feed today, and it must have been from a movie or something. They were asking this little girl why she liked reading so much. And she said, because it's like a holiday in my head. And I just thought that was a wonderful way to put that. So, and now we will have a reading by Charlie, and welcome back, you two.
Good morning, everybody. Dustin and I are so thrilled to see everybody here today and be with you in person. Today's reading, Reverend Debbie chose a book, New Thoughts for Today, and the title is Love Thy Neighbor. Everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to him? A quotation from Hafiz. The master teacher, Jesus the Christ, when asked, "What is the greatest commandment?" replied, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." If we love God, we love all, for God is the only power and presence. That means we love the God presence that dwells inside our very hearts, minds, and souls. And yet the master teacher instructed us to love our neighbors as ourselves. In truth, there is only one self, one holy self, which is expressed and experienced as each individual living on this earth. We are inseparable one from another. What we say, what we think, say, and do to another, we are, in reality, doing unto ourselves. Seek the beloved in your heart, honor, worship, and behold it within and without. the presence of seeing with the eyes of love, regardless of the outer appearance. Know that there is a divine connection uniting everyone and everything unto itself. Be kind, thoughtful, and generous to yourself and others. I recognize God's love is in, through, and as all. I honor the love in me, and I see that love in every person. I am grateful. I love in deep and caring ways.
And now we'll have another song.
Eastern sun, melt the cold from my bones. Couldn't rise. Take the darkness of my eyes, breathing in, pulling life into my lungs. As a child, I am born again. Eastern sun, melt the cold from my bones, curtains rise. Take the darkness of my eyes, breathing in, pulling life into my lungs. As a child, I am born again. Ooh, ooh.
Thank you again. And now it's time for our message of the day. It's a little loud up there.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, this month, we've been taking a look at this whole idea of what if. Like, what if life is more responsive than we think? What if spirit is more present than we realize? What if the good that we have longed for is actually right here, right now? Which brings me to today, because today we're going to take a look at what if in a different way. But the idea of what if the world we all desire is closer than we think? What if it doesn't begin somewhere out there based on other people? What if the thoughts that we think, the energy that we carry with us, what if the way we see one another, what if all of that is the beginning of the world we want to see? What if the consciousness we bring to our daily life is that consciousness of the world we truly want to live in? Instead of all of that crazy noise out there, what if it's all right here? Just right here. You know, a lot of us, most of us, I guess, if not all of us, we look at the world and we see things that we want to change. We recognize what isn't working. We realize the pain and the sorrow. We see division and we see fear. We look at how people are talking over each other and not listening. There's stress. There's reaction. There's loneliness. There is a deep hunger, I think, within all of us for a kinder, gentler way of living life. And sometimes, for me at least, it is so overwhelming. So overwhelming that I just sort of want to shut everything off, shut it all out, and just like stay in my imagination, because it's kind of a pretty place to be. But here's what I know. When I am feeling overwhelmed, when I am feeling sad and lonely and desperate as if nothing is going to go back to the way of goodness, that's when I know that I have abandoned my spiritual chutzpah. You know, I've like forgotten who and whose I am. And that's what I love about this teaching, because you can pick up any New Thought book, any of them, and get back to the basic truth of life. And that's life with a capital L. That real change is not about forcing something. Real change begins with our consciousness. Real change begins with having an inner life that is loving, that is kind, that is peaceful, that is respectful of oneself. Real change begins with us being willing to acknowledge on a regular basis that that creative power that created everything and everyone created us and is saying, yes, my beloved, what next? That's how powerful we are. We are that powerful because our consciousness, the way we suit up and show up, is how we change our world. And not only are we changing our world, but we're changing the world of all around us. Just one small smile at a time. Ernest Holmes wrote that at the center of our being there is a divine presence. And not only do we need to accept that divine presence, but by accepting it, we are accepting ourselves. By loving it, we are loving ourselves, just as we are and just as we are not. And when we decide it is time for us to thrive, it is time for us to be in our own power and love and respect ourselves, that is when real change happens. So if we really want to change the world, I'm not saying not to do things out here, because that is equally as important. But we also have to do some changes within. We need to do some honoring. We need to take a look at our inner state and take a look at our worthiness. Because when we do that, then we're contributing to a greater whole. So today I want to look at three things. I want to look at imagining a way to change through visualization, through imagining how we can change ourselves. I want to look at how we can develop an inner security that allows us to stand on solid, holy ground when everything around us is going a little nuts. And then, the most difficult of all is seeing God in others. I want to look at those three things today. And maybe, just maybe, a light bulb will go off. And we will become more willing to stand in our power. So imagination. What if imagination isn't just something that we do for ourselves, but what if it is a holy act all by itself? It is sacred. It is something that we get to do with ourselves, for ourselves, and then expand it beyond that. When we start to change from there, we think that change has to be action, right? We need to have plans, and we need to have strategies, and we need to have doing. But spiritually, imagination, spiritually change is all inside, right? So instead of saying it's not possible, we start looking at life from a place of, what if it is possible? What if that miracle is just a usual way life unfolds for us? Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, The imagination is the gateway to the soul's power to create. Just by daydreaming, we get to start to create from our very soul. That what if it becomes a holy act, it becomes part of our spiritual practice, how can we change our life, our attitude, our stress level? It's very powerful, but of itself, it's just sort of playing around, right? There has to be more to it. It requires us to go deeper spiritually if we're going to take that imagination and put it to work. And that's where inner security comes in. I think most of us, I know I have, spent some of my life looking for security out there. Approval from a parent or a loved one. We look for confirmation that the actions that we're taking are the right actions. We look for ourselves and looking for how we can be right, how we can be in control. We look at other people and we want security in knowing that the way we act, the way we think, is so much more superior. And we also look for circumstances to stay the same. We want things to be predictable, right? We want a certain amount of predictability, consistency. And yet, none of that is really an option. Because nothing out there is stable enough to hold our peace, our love, our willingness. Because sooner or later, conditions change. We've all proven that. We've all experienced it. Plans shift, people change. The world can get really, really loud when we're looking for security out there. But when we're looking for an inner security, we're looking for, I believe, that quiet knowing. That my life is rooted in something deeper than all of this crazy. Inner security is about spending time becoming aware that who I am and who I belong to is spirit in divine expression. That I am greater than the entire human family. I am an individualized expression of it, and also I am all of it. Inner security is that deep security that says, I don't have to react to everything. I don't have to be right. I don't have to be heard. I don't have to be seen. I just get to be me and love me enough to allow you to be you. Because there's always something in my center that I can return to, and that is love, and that is peace, and that is kindness. And why all of that matters is because when we become secure in our own skin, when we're comfortable with who we are, then we get to suit up and show up as who we are, because our inner, I'm going to call it a climate, right? Our inner feelings are what's going on inside. It comes with us wherever we go, right? Some days we're calm, cool, collective, loving. Other days, maybe not. There's irritation, and there's anxiety, and there's judgment and hurt. All of that comes back to that whole idea of fear, right? And that, whatever that is that we're feeling on the inside, we're bringing it with us. We're bringing it into our conversations and into our homes and into our cell phone conversations and into our emails. Think about it. When we're feeling really anxious, when we're not comfortable in our own skin, nobody else gets to be comfortable around us if they're really, truly aware. And by us becoming more aware of what's going on, our inner climate, when we start getting that together, when we start taking a pause and breathing and getting back to that place of center, things around us start to fall into a place of centeredness. And the universe is always challenging us on this, right? Especially when we're around people or in circumstances that are sort of outside our comfort zone. But it does not mean that it gets to, that those people, those circumstances, those whatever out there, doesn't get to affect my peace. If I'm secure in who and whose I am. Ernest Holmes, security is not found in circumstances, but in the realization of our own divine nature. That's it. Our own divine nature. So, if I'm saying I want peace in the world, but I'm going around stirring everything up, agitating everyone around me, I'm kind of at cross purposes, I think. If I want compassion, if I want more compassion in the world, then I should probably be a little less judgmental. And if I want loving human relationships, well then, I shouldn't be resentful or suspicious or having my sharp edges show when I go out. You see, we can say one thing, but it's not about saying it. It's about embodying that and suiting up and showing up as that in the world. And that's a big ask. But that's why I believe we're part of a community like this, because we're willing to be willing to do that. We're willing to step beyond our ego and to allow that divine within to suit up and show up and challenge others, not directly, but indirectly. Because who doesn't want to hang out with people who are loving and kind and considerate and respectful? Who doesn't want to do that? And the more they get to hang out with us, the more they get to be their own kind, loving, gentle self. We talk a lot here about awareness. Because if we're not aware of how we're showing up, then we're not aware of how we're impacting the circumstances around us. And we're not aware at how well we can make a shift in ourselves that impacts others. When we become aware, that's when we become willing to take a pause, take a breath. We can pray, even if it's just thank you. We can remember, we can take a breath and just remember, I'm divine in action. We can do whatever it is we do for ourselves to bring us back to center. And when we get back to center, we get to choose again how we're going to suit up and show up this time. When we feel secure in our own skin, we don't need to defend ourselves. We don't need to win. In fact, we don't have to judge or reduce anyone out there because it's out there and we're clear on who we are in here. When we are grounded inwardly, that's when we can take time and really, truly listen deeply without thinking about, how am I going to respond? What am I going to say next? We can take differences and not consider them a threat, but an opportunity to maybe learn something. We can bring patience into a room where there's tension just by breathing and being who we are naturally. We can stop reacting and we can stop judging, and instead, we can just be. Thich Nhat Hanh said, there is peace in every step. Every step. Not in tomorrow's step, not after I do this, that, or the other thing. In every step, there is peace. It's not a future condition. It's not a someday. It's not a what if. It's in every single step. And I think that's just so beautiful, because when we allow ourselves space to become conscious, when we allow ourselves time to become aware, then peace can be in every step. And those who follow in our footsteps are following in the steps of peace. The ground beneath us truly is holy, because we are divine expressions of the One, and wherever we go is holy. It's the truth. So why not make that holiness peace-filled? Instead of crazy, instead of loud, just peace. Which takes me to my third point for today, and that is seeing the divine in others. And let me tell you, sometimes that's really hard. It is the most beautiful and challenging practice we could undertake, especially in today's world. See, it's easy to hang out with people who are kind and aligned and on a path, We all get together and it's fun. And we can openly share our challenges and look for support and direction and guidance. And we can sit in our own sadness with each other and be okay, right? We can do all of that in this room. And it's lovely to have that opportunity. But see, the real practice in seeing the divine is sort of a little deeper than that. Like those people I don't agree with. Someone I don't think is worthy of my time, my love, my attention, of any of it. But see, if we're all the same, then it gets boring. Boring is not good. Boring is just that, boring. So it's about, and I've been practicing this a lot lately. It's about knowing that I don't have to approve of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're preaching. I don't have to approve of all of it. And I don't have to abandon my discernment of whether I want to hang out with you or not, because I probably don't, to be honest with you. But we can also not reduce people to their worst possible moment. And we can also allow ourselves to provide some grace, to provide some love, to know that, okay, I don't get it all where you're coming from. But I know that you two are the divine, and that you two have some love, and that you two are part of my world. And that somewhere beyond the fear that we both are sharing, because it all comes down to either love or fear, right? So beyond the fear, there's something sacred that's happening, no matter what. Ernest Holmes, see the good in everyone, and the world becomes a reflection of your vision. So, the question for me that I've been asking a lot is, where can I see God here? Where can I see God here? Now, seldom the answer comes really quick. More than likely, it has to ruminate for a while. But here it is. Just asking the question opens up one's heart, I believe. Where do I see God here? Because do you see how that shifts? Now I'm not looking to force my opinion on you. I don't even need to share my opinion. I'm not looking to force my way of life on you. I'm not looking for any of that. I just want to know what we have in common. because we all have something in common. And it's about hanging out there where there's common ground. Howard Thurman wrote, "When we meet one another beyond fear, something sacred happens." And that's the real question I'm asking. What can be sacred right here and right now? Just that question can open your heart. It opens my heart. It allows me to listen a little deeper. It allows me to resist asking those questions that I know I don't really want the answers to. And instead, just to be present. That's all. Just to be present with the humanness, the divineness, without all the other stuff. So now, if imagination matters, and it is a holy act, and if inner security matters, because we are really comfortable in our own skin and willing to become even more comfortable, and if seeing God in others matters, seeking not the sameness, but seeking the respect in others that we seek for ourselves. So how does all of that show up on an ordinary Tuesday? Right? Well, I think it starts with really small acts that are meaningful. And they're not new acts. We do them all the time. A warm greeting, a patient response, listening a little deeper, providing words of encouragement. But most importantly, to not pass the fear along, but to take a pause. Let the fear pass and allow the divine to move in. They seem like ordinary things because we do it all the time. But what if that is our holy work? What if that is what we, in today's crazy, are called to do? To be a little kinder, a little gentler, a little more forgiving, a little more loving, just a little bit more of what we are on the inside. Sometimes we can even see this all work in the real world. There was a situation. It's actually, I'm not going to call it a story because it's a fact. But in 2020, you guys remember 2020, the whole George Floyd. So, and there were moments across the entire country, right, that was filled with tension and fear and anger and deep pain and huge division. It was everywhere. But in Flint, Michigan, on one given day in Flint, Michigan, there was a local sheriff, and his name is Chris Swanson. And he stood in front of a crowd of protesters. And you can feel the divide already, right? We've all seen it, right? Protesters on one side, law enforcement on the other side, chanting and signs. And as it started to escalate, he did something so unexpected. He walked up to this crowd, took off his helmet, and he said, "Would you be willing to make this a parade instead of a protest? Because everyone loves a parade, and we could all use a parade." And then he looked and he said, "What do you need from me to turn this protest into a parade?" And someone shouted, "I need you to walk with us." So he did. And he invited his other officers to come with him. And together they walked in peaceful protest. But it was peace-filled because they were walking together, side by side. Now, did this solve anything? No. Did it erase any injustice? No. But in that moment, something had to have shifted, right? Because all of a sudden, there was a willingness to walk together, to move together. And that's sort of what I'm talking about. We, each and every one of us, we can change the dynamic. We can change the relationship. We can change the temperature just by taking a breath, getting back to that center. Because if we wait for everything to be fixed, we're going to be waiting for a long time. But if we can bring a different consciousness into a situation, then we can have a change happen immediately, whether it's known or not. Because when we choose to not react, but to be that loving, conscious presence, we can connect any divide. We can move forward in love and not in fear. Because fear is not where our power is. Are you ready to really suit up and show up and participate in the transformation of the world to a world that we all want? A world where we're all loved and respected and fed and clothed and all of those things? I hope so. In fact, I know so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be on this path of going deeper. So, an assignment for you. Can you tell that I used to be a teacher? Okay. This week, I ask you this week to just become conscious of your inner climate. Like, ask those questions. You know, am I someone I want to hang out with right now? I have to tell you, there are sometimes that answer is absolutely not. And if I don't ask it of myself, I'm blessed to have a husband that asks it of me. So there's that. But it's like this. It's like just knowing my inner climate. If I can be more peaceful, then that's in my every step. To affirm silently when it's the most difficult. The same divine life lives in you. That same divinity is within each and every one of us. The world doesn't change at once. It changes moment by moment, heart by heart, act by act, thought by thought. So maybe the question of what if truly is as simple as, what if it really begins with me? Am I willing to suit up, to show up, and to really be me? And allow you to be you. And know that it's all good and it's all God all of the time. Thank you. Namaste.
It's all about allowing peace within. In absolute surrender, so serenity begins. For when the storm subsided and calm becomes a wave, it's all about allowing it to stay. It's all about allowing love to flow, setting down your burdens and just simply letting go. For as you cease to struggle and love pours through your heart, It was all about allowing it to start. Now feel it warm and shining, new with promise, strong, undying. Love different than any you have known. And now the seed is sown. It's all about allowing change to show, then living in the moment like it's all you'll ever know. Though it won't be easy, you can truly say you tried, 'cause it was all about allowing it inside.
Oh, thank you for all of that. Are we a little hot here? Or loud? One of the two. We're a little loud, aren't we? How's that? We're still down. Okay. Now is our time for conscious giving. Hopefully you are still thinking through some things from Debbie's talk. Had you kind of sit there and your mind goes a little bit and keeps going, and what about this and what about that in my life, those kind of things. So if you've been spiritually fed this morning, we'd like you to put something in the basket. And if you are out there and we're fed at home, go to our website at www.cslminneapolis.org and click on Contribute. We need your support also.
I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. We bless the gifts and we bless the givers. And we bless Joan for bringing in donuts, which you can have after service here. They are very, had one, they're very, very good with that. We are still doing our book study on Wednesday nights, A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's been a great book going through it. One of the things in the earlier chapters, we were talking about quantum a little bit. So I wrote a little reflection about quantum and oneness. That's on our website. And I'll also mention our website right now. We have a lot of stuff on there. If you haven't been there, take a look at it. We have a lot of our talks are on there. We have some reflections, some different things to think about in the inspirational section. Some of the poems that we've read here are in there, so we're trying to make it a resource for you if you ever want to go back and take a look at it and take a look at some of those things and get a little inspiration along the way. Any other?
Imagine that. Okay, so we were going to do an annual meeting last Sunday, but there was snow and we were all home playing in it. So we are going to do an annual meeting the first Sunday of April. So it'll just be quick and short after the service. So plan on suiting up and showing up and looking at all of that goodness. And Joan brought donuts. Thank you very much. There's a sign-up sheet. If you would like to read, light candles, bring refreshments, please sign up. We would love to have your participation on that level. And yeah, I think that's all I got. That's it. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, we're having coffee with the ministers tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If you want to chat with Reverend Joanna and I, you can. Oh, it is Easter. So the second Sunday of April, At some point in time, we're having an annual meeting, you guys. So you want to just show up every Sunday, and at one point there'll be papers for you to look at, and the new board we'll nominate the new board, and it'll all just be fun and good. But yes, it is Easter, and that would be a bad time, wouldn't it? Yeah. So second Sunday, I'm thinking that's where we're at, and that's how the planning around here goes. Yeah, and now, one more thing. The last day of the month of March, it's a Tuesday, a group of singers are going to be going to the Unity in Coon Rapids, and from 7 to 8, and it's sort of like a consciousness sing-along. And so Judy, Vinar, and Claire will be there, and Brandon, and I don't know who else. Braden. So if you are looking for something fun to do on a Tuesday night, it starts at 7, it ends at 8. It's going to be fun. And more details to come. Maybe we'll get together for a meal here and then carpool up or something. I don't know. We'll think of something. But that is the last Tuesday of the month, March 31st. That's it.
Anthony has a little announcement for what's going on over in his St. Paul area. Thank you.
Get that, got to get that right. Aren't the sound guy back there is like, do this. So I'm excited to announce that I'm going to do the art crawl again this year for the spring. It'll be again at Wells Fargo Place, but it will be in the space in the Skyway where I have my current exhibit, and it's going to be called The Gallery. It will be modeled after an art gallery, and there will be somewhere between 15 and 20 artists. Very excited about that. Also excited to say that we're going to have a very special guest celebrity who will be sitting for the week, and people can come and have their picture taken. Not going to tell you who that is. You're going to have to come in and see. And then we're going to be doing a raffle. Some of the sponsors of the event are donating some swag, and so there will be an opportunity for people to win some great prizes at the end of the crawl. There's flyers up on the counter, and invite you to come on out. Thank you.
I already tried to find out who was going to be there, but he wouldn't tell me yet. So I guess you have to show up to find out whoever that may be. We do have a gift for you. That's the gift of spiritual mind treatment. A number of different ways to get it. You could sit with one of us after service if you'd like. Charlie's here. We'll put him to work again if he would like to. Dee is here. Reverend Joanne, Reverend Debbie, and myself. And who? Celeste. Oh, there she is, right there. One more. So, or you can put something in the prayer box up here, or ask for it online. And we do give you the option if you would like to have a treatment emailed to you. I'm happy to put that together for you also. So, we probably see most of them come through the website as we put those together. So, when we talk about spiritual mind treatment, one of the things we ask you is, what will it be like when whatever you're requesting manifests? It helps us to put together a little better treatment for you and work with it. So, please feel free to do that at any point in time during a week or whenever. And with that, I think I will pray us out. Reverend Joanne will bless us out. And then we'll go have some of those delicious donuts over there and some more coffee. So just take a minute and sit deeper into your seat. Because as we close this sacred time together, we remember that the work of Spirit, it doesn't end here. It goes with us. It lives with us. It moves through every willing heart, every generous thought, every kind word, and every loving action. Today we remembered that happiness is not merely something we chase out in the world. It's something awakened within us, nurtured in consciousness, and shared in the way we live. And when love begins within, the world around us begins to change. So let's go forth and do it. Let's do the inner work. Let's choose the higher thought. Let us trust the deeper truth. Let us bring more love, more joy, more faith, more willingness into places where we live, serve, speak, and bless. May we leave this place knowing that something beautiful becomes possible when we stop waiting for change and begin to embody it ourselves. May we remember that each one of us carries the power to reshape our experience through love, through vision, and through spiritual practice. And so we go forward with open hearts, steady faith, and a holy expectancy, knowing that the divine goes before us, walks beside us, and rises up within us. May peace be in your heart, may joy be in your spirit, may love be in your every step, and may you know that wherever you go, God is right there with you, and so it is.
And I leave you with this blessing. May you be at peace. May you know the beauty of your own true nature. May your heart be open. May you be healed. May you be blessed. Namaste.
Birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. You better, I guess. It's Spain, the best opposites. Do it. Lithuanian, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. The Dutch in Old Amsterdam do it. Not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it. Think of Siamese twins. Some Argentines without means do it. People say in Boston, even bees do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Ba-da-da-ba-ba, da-da-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-dee. Then Amsterdam do it, not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it. Think of Siamese twins. Argentines without a means do it. People say in Boston, even beans do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love.